Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this video let's talk about the trades from the morning and a few nuances about how we managed Friday expiration. I mean, it's not a typical Friday. Fridays are challenging sometimes enough, and you throw on top of that the expirations and it can be very, very tricky. So let's talk about what I call the 333 of the day trading. And by the way, this is going to be S&P, Nasdaq, Dow, Russell, and heavily weighted stocks that are in these indexes as well, and they're heavily weighted sector ETFs. I mean, it does open up a lot of possibility. And while yes, we're focused on the futures, this takes you into ETFs, individual stocks, and their options as well. So keep that in mind as you're listening to this video. My number one goal in the morning is direction. Until I can get a real good feel on direction, I'm not going to set anything up. My initial concern about the morning was that we were below the value area low. This is what's known as the V profile. It plots a value area low, it plots a point of control and a value area high based upon a 930 anchor. Now, right off the bat, I knew this market was going to be in a little bit of a bad mood. And so the concern was, as we progress forward, am I willing to commit capital to a long position, whether that be the NQ, ES, YM, RTY? Well, the one market that I dismissed pretty much right away, and I think it's a really important concept, is have a do not trade list. And the structure of the RTY didn't have dots, didn't have the consistency of the green grab candles. It just did not have good structure. Feel free to take certain names off the list. I didn't have the quality of dots. It was kind of a wishy-washy market. We never uttered the name of the Russell at all this morning. Again, we dismissed it because of lack of structure. Or, forget lack of structure, sometimes other markets simply have better structure. In this case, all the propulsion dots and the green grab candles, I mean, they looked fantastic. So the first trade we took, and I really hesitated on this one because of how close we were to the resistance of the previous session's value area low, but we had a breach here. Well, the breach is important, gang, because a breach opens the door to what we call the retreat. So this is a more aggressive, or as I say, aggro level to build a position from, but it opens the door to what we call the retreat level in here, and a lot of traders built the position here. Now, as the market was chopping around, think about how much more comfortable you are sitting here watching this and watching this, as opposed to perhaps here. A little bit more anxiety from aggro levels. Think about that before you take aggressive levels with any style. Nonetheless, the market tipped its hand, and that's a very important clue and cue with that breach right there. And we saw what happened. So very, very nice follow through on the NQ. Let me show you how this played out on the YM, on the Dow. So again, waiting for a breach. Now, the breach that we play is the 333, by the way, has 3 times. There's 3 breaches we're looking for: 935, 945, and finally 10. 3 indicators we're focused on: the propulsion dots, the V profile, and the VWAP. Those are the 3 sort of mandatory for this particular setup. And then this particular shaded in area is just a free tool we make available to members that just makes the identification of the high and low of the first 5, the first 15, and the first 30 minutes of the day just easier. It's not really doing any high-level calculation. It's just something you could draw yourself, which is what's the highest and lowest point for the first 5 minutes, highest and lowest point for the next 15, right? Open to 5, open to 15, and then open to 30. 3 times. 3 indicators and 3 setups. Breach, which again is an entry, aggressive, tip the hand to the market. Yeah, I think it's going to be moving higher. Opens up the door to the retreat, and opens up the door to something we call the retest. Now, the retest is simply the market coming back to the breach level. Let me show you an example of that. So that is a retest of what? It's a retest of this. So 3 indicators 3 times, 3 setups, and that is how we were long throughout the morning into the Bermuda Triangle, as I call it, starting at about 11 o'clock. So these are the kind of setups we've been doing every single morning. It is a high probability setup that I put on each day if the criteria are met. You got a good look at the criteria here. Hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next update.